I have your permission to put this on YouTube or on Tara's website, visionsmagazineonline.com. Absolutely works for me. The one question I have, which number one, your seminar was probably one of the best as a closing speaker, was based on energy transference. The mind generating an electrical signal that we can record with an EMF detector. Sound waves that can be trapped, we can pick up with EMF or EVP collection. You know, it's a sound wave, bouncing. We can record all that. The one point which wasn't expanded enough, and however comfortable you feel expanding upon this, that you did touch on in the presentation, was consciousness. How consciousness is induced into pure energy. If you could expand on that for us.
Quite honestly, the best perspective I can give you, as you had touched on about the energy, Dr. Janis Slinky, a Polish physicist, noted that the human body generates about 12 watts of electricity constantly. So, according to first law of thermodynamics, when we die, if energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed, that would lend credence to the part where we have the mass and the energy. Consciousness, however, is a whole different matter. Consciousness, as many paranormal investigators believe, is carried over from the mind, from the personality, to the other side. You're almost talking about a type of energy we're not familiar with. Correct, and that, to be honest, is my best deduction, is that we don't have a mechanism as to how that personality, that consciousness, that intelligence transfers over from physicality to non-physicality to something that is intangible.
Today, scientists and doctors barely know how the mind remembers.
Exactly.
But they do know it works electronically.
Yes, we've only scratched the surface. You're exactly right. And that's something that, as paranormal investigators, when we research, that we need to look into. Tough questions like that are excellent. It should spur anyone in the paranormal investigation community to look into such things, to research them on a scientific basis, especially because the court of public opinion can very easily convict us if we don't have our P's and Q's in order.
What's the one thing to date that says, I'm going to follow this for as long as I can, I've seen evidence out there, be it photographic or EVP or energy-based, that you've said, there's just no question in my mind that this has to be pursued, there is evidence out there. What's the best case that you've personally been involved in, be it on location or whatever, or in your studies?
Quite honestly, the best case has been the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum in Altoona. That's where I've gotten some of the best photos of apparitions. That's where, in the 10 years that I've been performing any type of investigation whatsoever, I have come across the only apparition I have ever physically seen.
Which is going to be a rarity no matter what. Yeah.
Exactly. I tend to be very skeptical. I try to look at things from a scientific point of view. That would be the best location I've been at as far as apparitions and things like that. The place we've been to most is actually Community College of Beaver County. There's a lot of activity there, and nobody can explain why. And that kind of goes back to your initial question. I pursue this because I'm very analytical. I cannot explain why a lot of these anomalous events occur, and that's why I need to know. And I think through my research, if I can disseminate accurate information to the rest of the people out there, I want to do it.
I'm good with that. Right cut.